And after a 12-0 regular season, to have a performance like this, what does it do to the psyche heading into your next game and the damage it just does to that?
Oh, no, it didn't do any damage. No, what it did is reinvigorated our energy. It recenters you, right? I mean, I think one of their greatest thing is when they lost their game against Texas A&M, they were to garner some focus and some attention. I mean, to me, that's an opportunity for a wake-up call, if anything. Unfortunate that it comes in a setting like this. But, I mean, they're a really good football team, okay? And the narrative out there was, well, they just went at Auburn and they really struggled. And some of the sacks they gave up, their tackler didn't even have a stance. The crowd noise was a major impact there. Auburn played man most of the down, almost every single play, and they won a lot of their battles that we didn't win tonight. But we knew the narrative coming in, these guys can throw the ball, and they got a really good quarterback. And they gave him an opportunity to make plays, and he made a lot of really good plays along with their wideouts.
We'll go in the second row, and then we'll go to the front row here. Go ahead.
Obviously, you have the college football playoff announcement tomorrow afternoon. Even after this performance, with what you guys have shown this season, do you guys still think you are one of the 4 best teams in college football?
That's not for us to determine that. You know what I mean? Certainly I feel like we are, but that's not it's not our job to determine that. It's the committee's.
Here, front row.
What was the biggest challenge in facing Bryce? And then defensively that you had to go against Stenson, what was the biggest challenge for you?
He a great player. We knew that coming in. He was very elusive. He runs the offense well. He did a good job keeping his eyes downfield and avoiding our pass rush. And I feel like, the pass rush and the coverage got to work hand in hand. So him being able to keep his eyes downfield and make some certain throws, really helped him out.
Yeah. They're a really good team, recruit really good players. We move the ball. And just mental lapses. And when you do that, they make you pay. Several third downs, the 2 interceptions. You just can't have that versus a team of this caliber. And we had it, and they made us pay for it.
Front row. Go ahead.
2 questions. First, for Stetson, you referenced a couple picks you threw, and there was another one in the first half that was pretty close. I'm just wondering if you at all felt off at all tonight, or it was just a couple of mistakes, basically.
Yeah, no, I felt fine. The first one was a bad decision. The second one, I didn't see the safety driving. And like I said, you can't have those 2 plays against players like this. And they made us pay for it.
And Kirby, I understand Alabama scored 41 points tonight, but there's always debate about the quarterback situation. There's going to be debate about who should start in the playoffs. Can you just sort of address that and whether you think you have a decision to make about who starts in the playoffs?
We have a decision to make every week at every position, but I have the utmost confidence in Stetson Bennett and think he did some really nice things tonight, But we go and reevaluate everything all the time. But, he played well, and it's tough environment we put him in defensively. And we have to be able to run the ball and have a little bit of semblance of balance. And I felt like there was times tonight that we were getting into a scoring contest because our defense didn't get stops. And you don't want to have to do that. But I certainly have a lot of confidence in Stetson, and I have a lot of confidence in JT too.
Toward the back of the room on the left.
Kirby, you talked all week about how quick Bryce was at getting the football out. I mean, do you credit to you guys not getting enough pressure on him to that, or do you feel like their front actually really did a good job of blocking up you guys?
I'd be hard-pressed to say without watching it. We got pressure at times, and he got the ball out. He escaped pressure and got it out. And there were times we didn't. We rushed 4 a couple times and didn't get any pressure, and he held the ball. One of those touchdowns, I felt like he held the ball forever, But you can't do the same thing every play. You got to pitch, and you got to mix it up. And look, guys, I've seen a lot of good ones in this league. He's special, and you might play a quarterback that's talented, but you might not play a group of skilled receivers with that. It's the combination of the wideout group they had, at least those 2 guys, and him making some plays. I mean, he made plays with his feet.
To the right, third row.
For Coach Smart, during the week you said you'd have to figure out how your team would respond if you ended up in a close game. Were you surprised the way the game kind of snowballed in the second and third quarter?
No, I wouldn't say surprised. I think there's a lot of comeback and fight to get the game back to where it was. We're driving down with a 14-point game and got a chance to score to make it 7. And I had a lot of confidence. We'd stopped them, I think, 2 or 3 drives in a row. We didn't want an onside kick. We said, let's kick it deep and stop them. We did it. We drove the ball down, and then we stalled out. So, I mean, there was a snowball. There was a period there where we didn't play well, but there's also a period there where we came back and had a chance to get it to a 7-point game, and we didn't do that.
2 final questions. First one right here. Go ahead. Second row.
Kirby, if y'all end up playing Alabama again, what adjustments do you think you'll have to make to give yourselves the best chance to win?
I don't know that I can answer that right now. I'd like to review the tape and see it. I mean, the first answer would be, don't leave people uncovered. You know what I mean? Like that's the first objective. Let's cover them and then try to win some one-on-ones and get balls down. Because look, now they're gonna throw incomplete balls. They're really good at doing that. So you've got to, at the end of the day, you have to put a body on a body and cover them. And some of the plays we gave were gifts.
Final question, right side, 4th row.
Kirby, after a loss like this, what's the first thing you tell your team?
I love them, and I appreciate them, and the outside noise begins now. We've heard it before, but these guys are so solid. We got such great leaders in there. And I didn't have to say a lot in there because the leaders spoke up and talked about what they wanted and how they wanted the next couple weeks to go. And I think when you've got that, you've built the right kind of kids.
Guys, thank you very much. We
Thank you,
appreciate it.
guys.
Good luck.